One Piece 1173, brief spoilers. Let's get right into this. So Zoro jumps onto the heads of the giants and slashes all of the Domi reversing giants. So Zoro showing up doing what Zoro does best, which is slashing. Uh, Broggy and Dory face off against Zoro, but they end up hitting each other, leaving Zoro and everyone else shocked. So this is the big doofus moment, right? Where you have all the brawn in the world, but because you lack brain, you can't execute and you have a big oof moment. So here's the big portion of the spoiler. Brooke reveals the true name of Gunko. He calls her the Princess Shuri or Sherry. She is royalty. He recognizes her features: blue hair and two toned eyes. Brooke also calls her the father killing princess. The man she killed was Brooke's benefactor, Oni, the same level as Shanks was to Luffy. Gunko wavers. Brooke almost manages to reach her, but Emu takes over again. Gunko snaps back to reality and prepares to attack Brooke. Gunko shouts at Brooke to run away. So this is the same situation as when Emu took over Harold when they were fighting Loki, right? So their entire mind is corrupted, not just their body. And every once in a while, they can break through to communicate just a little bit. You would think that they didn't have control of their voice, but they were able to manage to get a single thing out, and then that was it. Okay. So what we just saw in the flashback is applying right now to real time with Gunko and Brooke. So moving on, Gerald and Goldenberg prepare to fire a combo attack at the Mother MMA. Two generals, but Rhodes stops them. He wants to take part in the attack too. So all three of them aim their attack. Three general roaring nation. The attack resembles Dory and Brogy's warrior nation attack. So right here, they could be the benefactor of Dory and Brogy. They're a newer generation of giant, but they all hail from Elbath. So chances are, whatever training, whatever offensive techniques that they have, because they come from Elbath, chances are they're very similar. The same equivalent would be Wano and all the samurais having slashing attacks, right? So this is the equivalent to Wano in that regard, okay? They all come from the same land, so chances are a lot of their fighting techniques are very similar, okay? And who knows? This could be a callback, like I said, to the fact that they might have been trained by Dorian Broggie. At the end of the chapter, the mother MMA falls onto Summers, who strikes it back, but it lands on the transport ship waiting for the kids' hostages and destroys it, leaving Summers shocked. Oh shit. No break next week. That's always good, right? So Summers basically just forfeited his hand. Any kind of leverage that they thought they had is now gone, because the plan is, if you guys remember, it's been almost a year, actually over a year, since this whole plan has taken effect, but they're doing a mass abduction of all the children, right? They have the thorns, they're falling asleep, activated by the devil fruits, so no one can get to them, and they're actively walking towards the shore or off a cliff, wherever they're going, right? But the whole point was to get them to these ships to then hold them hostage so they continued to lay waste to the island. Well, now all of that leverage is gone thanks to Summers. So essentially, their entire plans are falling apart. So that explains what's going on right here. To dive kind of into the Brooks Gunko scenario, two things can happen here, okay? Because of how quickly Brooke and Gunko all of a sudden had a background and leading into a potential callback to that, right? They're going to solve that very soon, potentially as soon as they brought it in, right? Which could happen two ways, right? The way they're going to resolve this is either someone, either Killingham or Summers, will end up being defeated, right? And therefore causing Emu to retreat. Because if you remember, anyone who dies with the Covenant severely weakens Emu. So he will have no choice to pull out of Gunko, basically releasing her and allowing them to have their closure then. The other scenario would be the fact that they would end up having to defeat Gunko, right? And in that moment, they would share some words, but it would be very quick and probably anticlimactic. But because of how quick this whole Brooke Gunko thing came into the story, is probably how quick it would leave the story. However, I do like the first scenario better because you end up almost getting a situation where Gunko will turn on the Holy Knights. You would have a Holy Knight almost recruited onto the Sunny, with them heading towards the final arc, right? But let's be honest though, anybody who deserves to get offed is probably Summers. But anyway, that's the brief spoilers. Just want to let you guys know. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.